my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and I'm joined with Steven, and it's the Monday special. So it should this should be a fun one. This one should be super. That was
It
my
will be super all the
super
way.
man. Okay. Yeah. This we're gonna dedicate this one to Superman Golden Age books. I tried to find as many as I could in my collection. I actually got a fair stack. So I got all of these ones, and then I have twice the size of slabs stacked. So
Fair
should be
enough.
pretty
That
good.
sounds good.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if we should do 1 or 2 rounds, how you want to do it, but
Whichever way you want to go. If you have, I think you may have more than me. Why don't you put me in the middle?
okay. So what I'll do is I'll do my raws first, and then we'll do the super.
Then put me in and put me in,
Yeah.
coach, and then you can bring us home.
Yeah.
And
So
I haven't. And as you might recall, I do have an unveiling today.
oh, that's right. Oh yes. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah. So there's gonna be a
Unless
cool
you'd rather
unveiling.
have, unless you want to
No, no,
just
no, no,
show
no,
all
no, no,
yours
no,
and
no,
then me, or what, however you want to do it,
no, no,
boss.
no. Do like we'll do. How much do you like? Like
I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I have 9 books.
okay, I will do all of mine, or and then you'll go. Okay,
Okay.
I'll go through mine quick. I'll
You
go
don't
like
have to.
no,
Enjoy yourself and enjoy the show.
I'll give it only 20 seconds. I'll go and then people will like, wow, that was awesome.
Oh, fantastic.
But no, I will because I know you have a pretty cool reveal.
I do.
Um,
I really
and
do.
yeah, a reveal that kind of bothers me in a way because I've been trying to get that same reveal
Alan, if
for a
I had a
while.
nickel, if I had a nickel for every time you've told me
I've been
this,
trying to get that book. It drives me crazy. But yeah, no, you got a nice one though. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, the whole reason for this, by the way, is I kind of want to give Matt some credit that he's been doing every second Sunday, I should say.
mm,
He's been doing a Superman show. So
yes,
if you really like Superman, check out Matt Likes Comics. Every second Sunday, he
every
does a
other
live.
every other Sunday.
Yeah, every other Sunday he does a live stream where he shows his collection, which is pretty extensive, and then he gets people like Steven, and sometimes, rarely, I show up. I've been really a slacker, and then he gets other people as well to show their Superman comics, and it's a pretty good
Ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Matt's show, we just had one yesterday, and we went over a bunch of fun stuff.
Hmm.
And if you
It was Superboy, right? Was the theme?
and it was Superboy was our thrust.
Hmm.
And I had some. I did see the title Superboy. I had some, and I've got them here. I couldn't find them. There's about 4 or 5 or 7 or so that I have that are raw. I showed my adventures. I mean, my Legion of Superheroes
Hmm.
adventures, pretty much, where you got, and then I actually went through a book, one from 1950, which was really fun, and it was a complimentary promotion copy, where they were trying to generate business at newsstands, and they would
Oh,
hand these
okay.
out. And how would you like to carry? And it's
It
when it's
wasn't the
stamped.
TM ones, was it, or was it?
No, no, it's stamped with a red. It's faded now, thank God. But it's and the book itself is in beautiful condition.
Oh, it's a Bonnets one.
No, 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 it's not bonnets. It says promotional copy, and it was from DC to the distributors to
Oh,
see about having them carry that title.
oh,
And
good.
so it was basically, it was a come on for them to basically carry the book. And it's interesting because the paper isn't cut correctly. I mean, of the day, it's how the book went together. It is completely. I mean, it's very interesting book. And
Cool, cool.
a lot of early stuff with early art and early themes, and things like that, that the way Superboy was. And of course, I started with Superboy number 5, which was the first appearance of a Supergirl, who was a princess. And I showed that because
Okay.
if you're going to talk about Superboys, that's a pretty darn good one to show.
Yeah, no, it sounds great.
So
Actually, I have a
check out
nice
Matt.
little.
He's got he has a lot of stuff, and I will tell you again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Atkinson knows more about this stuff than really anybody I know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I think
I
so.
have a certain level of knowledge, although it's sort of in the silver and somewhat in gold. But anything silver and up, Mr. Atkinson is incredible. So and lots of fun stuff to find out. So there you go.
Very cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly.
Well, he's going to quickly disappear, which means that someone has called him on his phone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you how I really feel about. I'm glad I had that small moment to tell you how I really feel about
I,
Alan.
I,
Alan, you'll
yeah,
have to watch. You'll have to watch the show to
that's
see
so
what I
annoying.
actually said about you. Okay?
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay.
So that was really annoying. It's just like I'm like, what? I just about to say hi to the chat. Somebody calls in at that exact moment. Okay, and it's probably spam. It's probably like like those telephone thingies that where they
I
try to.
I want to talk to you about your optic fiber. I
Yeah,
want. I
exactly.
said click.
Okay, so Lyle was first today. Hi, Lyle.
Hello, Big Lyle.
And we got Rob Saint.
Mr. Saint, there's a Superman cover.
Yeah. One sec. And we got Kim Munin. Hey, Kim Munin.
Kane Munin, how are you?
And who do we else got here? We got Matt Likes Comics.
Ah, Mr. Atkinson.
Yeah. And then we have NYC Collector.
Howdy,
Hi. And Mark's Issues with Archie Comics or Mark
Mr.
Mueller.
Mr. Mueller.
Okay. And then we have. Everyone was just saying hello to each other. Then we got Robbie Josephs.
Hello, Robbie.
Hey, Robbie. And then we got John Harrison.
Hello, John. Ah, cataloging. What fun, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a take some Tylenol before you start.
I actually did a bunch of cataloging yesterday where I cataloged in like an app where I track all my books. I
Mm,
cataloged 150 comics.
I just look for them. I won't do that. I can't.
Well, it's good. I like having it in the app because then I know which book. Like after a while, like I'm not sure if I have it or have seen it or it's like it gets all mushed in my brain.
Callie
Um,
says he can't stop looking at the Erie book behind you. The first horror
First year,
comic.
yeah. I move things around every so often. I'll put things behind me, new stuff.
Hi,
New
Kenny.
members. Yeah, so yeah, the Erie one, it's from the Ruben Blades collection too. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's right, pedigree
Yeah.
or
Well, not
a
pedigree. It's
person of importance. How's that?
persons of importance. Yeah.
A socialite.
Yeah, we got Michael. Hi, Michael. Just trying to
Michael,
get. I'm trying to get through all the chat people. One sec here. Knives. Hi, Knives.
hello there.
And we got. I think I got most of the people. And we got Who
Well, you
Dat.
didn't get Piddles 11. Hello,
No, I
who
didn't get
dat?
there. I didn't get there yet. I didn't get to Piddles yet. We got Bridazzle
Bradazzle?
and hello,
Cowabunga?
Diabetic Superman. This is this show for you.
Yes, definitely. Right at you, Soups.
And wait, I didn't see Piddles. Mike,
Piddles
I see
11
Mike.
is above Robbie
Mike, did I
Joseph.
miss?
Hello, Mike.
Oh, really? Did I miss him? I see Susie Q.
Hi, Sue.
And one sec
We
here,
have to say
Callie.
hi to Archivist Adrift. Hi, Callie.
Yeah, I saw Archivist. Yeah, he's right there. Hi, Archivist. And somehow I'm and then Fiddle Chips.
Hi, Fiddle.
And then we got Revolver Comics.
Revolver.
And one sec here.
Piddles is right. He's two after three after Revolver.
Okay, wait. I got
Hello,
Nathan.
Nathan. It's
And
two up from Nathan.
Really? Did I miss him?
Yep.
Oh, I skipped him. Okay, I'll come back to him.
Hello, Brian.
Brian? Okay, one sec here. Let me go back up to get Pickles. Oh, yeah, they're right there. I see it.
Greetings. Yeah, I think that people are. I think that because the movie is a
The
hit,
movie did well, yeah.
it's cool to be in. It's reopened all. I spoke about this at length. It's reopened my affection for
For
Superman that I loved
Superman.
as a kid. Hi, O'Harris.
Yeah,
It really has opened things up, and I. I haven't. When I get to my turn, I'll tell you. It's sort of interesting. Hello, high grade keys.
yeah. Okay, and that's it. I made it through. That was me. That's me saying hello to the chat. Just me
That's you.
scrolling.
You done good.
Okay, so I'm going to show all of my books, I guess. I'll show them fairly quick, and because
Take your time, whatever, you know.
yeah, yeah, we got lots of time, so don't worry.
Good.
But okay, oh, so I'm going to show you my raw books first. We're going to start out with this one. I know this is annoying that I do this, but I do this. I leave them in the heritage auction bags. It's like actually like one of those slip things, where you slide it in.
They call them Mylar.
The Mylars, yes. But this is Superboy number 5, I believe.
All you have to do is take it out and reverse
Oh,
it so
sorry,
that
number 10. I
and
keep on
just
saying number.
put it so that the stickers on the back of the book.
Wait, how about this? One sec here. I'll do this. This might be just as good as what you just said. Okay, one sec here.
I mean, just turn it around so that the label's on the back.
One sec, wait. Just bear with me, bear with me. Boom. I just did that. Does that work?
That's perfect. Yeah, that's just right. Well, because you can see the whole cover, but that's Superboy, not Superman.
Well, Superboy, Superman.
All right, fair enough.
I
I dig, and I'm with you. I'm with
I'm just
that.
going with it because, like, on my channel, we're not gonna theme it out with Supergirl,
All right, we'll
Superboy,
be
and all.
super. We'll
Yeah.
just be super.
Well, Superboy is Superman. He's just at a younger age. Like,
What number is that again?
this is number 10. This is the first appearance of Lana Lang.
Wow.
I like getting my first appearances.
Oh
So
yes.
this is her first appearance. I try to get all the first appearances. I just picked up the first appearance of Cat Grant.
Okay.
She's one of the reporters at the Daily
Daily
Planet.
Planet.
Yeah, but she was kind of the sexy one, if that means anything to you. But yeah,
And I hope that we said hello to Archivist Adrift.
I did say hello to our archives. I put them up.
Okay, fair
I put them
enough.
up. Okay.
Fair enough.
This next one is kind of lame looking. You'll be annoyed by it, but it is a key book. So this is More Fun Comics 102.
There's no Superman in there.
Well, this is the second appearance of Superboy.
Ah, how well you put it. And the
Okay, yeah.
first is 101.
The first is 101. I'm gonna you'll see like those
And
later.
can I just say this? More fun. Dover and Clover. That's was on the cover.
I know why.
What in hell were they
That's why I
thinking?
said you would get annoyed with this one. I mean,
Well,
and look,
I hate them. I
they're
genuinely
really lame.
dislike them.
Yeah, it's like, how do we get over? How do we get down now, Dover? Maybe we should have started the paint from the top. See, that's very smart. See, that's
Oh
humor.
boy. Hello,
That's
Biggie.
humor. And Biggie's here. Hi, Biggie. Okay. And then we got another Superman. This is a good girl art Superman now.
I like it.
You know where I saw that? What's his name? Comic Hoarder. Alex the Comic Hoarder had this, and I was like, oh, I gotta find that. It's like, good girl plus Superman. That's a pretty nice combination. So this is Superman 63.
And Miss Metropolis of 1950 has a Catalina sportswear bathing suit.
Oh,
Catalina was right here in Portland. Yeah,
oh, okay.
they were world famous.
I know that style. I didn't realize it had a name or anything
Yeah,
specific to it.
Catalina.
Catalina. That's interesting. Okay. So I learned something new. Okay. And that's 63, and this is 61. And do you know the key? And another good girl art cover, by the way.
This is the first appearance of Kryptonite.
Very good. Yes, it is. And it also has, these are all Lois Lanes: blonde, brunette, and redhead. See inside. Which does Superman prefer? Which version of Lois Lane? So I think he likes her as a black haired, because if he doesn't, she'll kill him. I don't know.
Of course.
Uh,
Again.
yeah, she'll just keep. She likes killing him for some reason. Okay, and this one is an action comics. This is Action 80, and this is the first cover appearance of. You can say it, but way better than I can.
Mr.
So
Mixiez Pitalik.
Mix Yaz Pitalik.
No, Mixiez.
Yeah, Mix
Mixiez
Yaz
Pitalik.
Pitalik.
Or the abbreviated really unauthorized is Mixelplick.
Mix. That's what I always say. Mixelplick. So yeah, this is Superman 80. There's actually two versions of this one. There's actually a more rare version where it's a U.S. military.
Mm.
It's kind of like an early reprint, like I think it came out like a week or two later.
Now, but the military reprints that they did during the war, they
Hmm.
dumbed down the dialogue inside the books.
Yes. Yeah, I heard I read that about that book. It's really it's like so
No,
insulting
all of them.
actually.
No, all of the books that they printed. There were Supermans. There were various other books they did, but they dumbed them down so that the service people could enjoy them. I thought that's insulting as hell.
I think so too. I mean, these are meant for kids. They have to dumb it down for these adults fighting overseas.
Yeah,
That's not a
the
good
kids
sign.
understand it perfectly. The servicemen over there fighting to save our lives need to have it spoon fed to them. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. They needed more pictures. Um, and this one is one you told me about. It's in really rough shape. I know you probably have a better graded copy of this, but this is Superman and this 66, I believe. Is it 66? I can't read the number.
I think so.
Um, but it's the very first cover appearance in Superman title. I have to say that, or actually in any title, isn't it?
Uh,
No, no, it's the first
no,
in
no,
Superman
in
title.
Superman, not action.
Yeah,
The
it's
first
action.
appearance of Lex Luthor on a cover of Superman, and it has one of the most unusual and bizarre color strikes. I mean,
Yeah, it's so odd.
the palette of colors they used on this is just amazing.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it looks like he's in a giant light bulb, which is
That's
kind of cool.
exactly. I didn't bring the. I can actually pull out some raws if you want me to. I was just running with the slabs.
Well, you know, I wanted to.
I have shown the reason why I have shown because I have been a participant on Matt's channel. I have shown my Supermans at least a couple
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
times.
Sure, like, go with what you have. Like, you know,
Okay.
it should be good. And then here's another one. This one I got because I was sort of envious of Biggie Shack. Biggie Shack had this book for the longest time, and I'm a big fan of magic and magic covers. I love magic covers. And this one is showing the very famous bullet trick where he catches the bullet in his teeth, which I don't recommend trying. Do not try this at home, kids. They should have a little thing saying, "Do not try this at home, kids."
Well, back in the golden age, they figured kids were swift enough to know they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, nowadays, no.
Kids these days, they wouldn't even let you. They wouldn't even let you have that cover.
So you know, it's funny. One of the things that I actually I like toys. I do like some toys. One of the toys that I really like is called the Kinder Egg. Um, you know, you it's like a chocolate egg with a little toy inside, and
Mm-hmm.
then you open up the toy and it's like a whole bunch of little pieces, and you put those pieces together, and you make a little toy. I don't like that's my description of it,
Yeah,
um, but the version in Canada is different than the one in the U.S. In the U.S., they actually had to dumb it down. Like the way it
I
works in the
see.
U.S. In the U.S., it's like divided in two parts. One is the toy part, and one is the chocolate part. So
Oh
they
yeah.
kind of they separated out so that you wouldn't get mixed up and try to eat the toys for some reason. So, but Canadians are smart enough to know that you don't eat toys.
You're smart enough to know you don't need toys. I
You
understand.
don't eat toys. You don't eat toys. Okay. Okay. So then another magic cover. As I said, I like my magic covers. He's like doing a little magic trick and he's turning the machine gun into a candy cane.
And the revolver too. The
Oh
revolvers are
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah. I didn't even
candy
notice that
canes.
one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, little candy cane. I think the machine guy got a little bit luckier because it's a bigger candy cane. So that's it. That's quite nice. So yeah, this is Adventure Comics 122. I mean, that just shows you how far into the golden age these went, right? You know, like 122 issues. That's actually, you know, it was like long running before, the end of the golden age.
Oh yes,
So I think that's cool. Like, you know, um, then we got Superboy #1, and this is the very first appearance of a little town called Smallville. So this is
very
the
nice.
very first time that they show talk about Smallville. Kind of a major part of the lore of Superman. And this one, okay, wait, I'm gonna do something. One sec before I show it, just to make you happy. I'm just gonna make you happy because I got this. This is another Heritage Auction win. There we go. I flipped it around for you. And then this
Very
is
good.
this is Superman 57, and this is kind of the first appearance of Supergirl, kind of in a weird way, right? It's like one of those prototype ones. This is Lois Lane as Supergirl, right? Um, and it's Lois Lane can do everything Superman can do. And if you look at her costume, it's actually quite similar to what they finally decided to do with Supergirl.
No, it isn't even close.
It is close.
It isn't even close.
It's
It's a
like the
red. It's a
blue.
red skirt with yellow lines. It
Okay, the
also
yellow
has
lines.
it's sleeveless. All right. It just is. There's not even. It's not even close. But
Okay,
it's
I think
nice try. Nice
it's
try.
exactly the same is what you're saying. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't know, close enough. Close enough. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. It's like, so there's
Robbie
this one.
Joseph says that Alan, you're cooking my burritos with these books, and they smell good.
Oh, well, that's nice of him. Sorry, I'm not getting to the chat, but I'll get to the chat when Steven's talking. Then he'll get really annoyed with me. Okay. This one is not a Superman book, but it is kind of a cool book. I've shown this before. I love this book. I think it's a cool book. It's Boy Commandos, and this is the first parody comic, and it's parodying Superman. So this is the actually very first parody comic. Um, this is Boy Commandos #24 from
And what is the
1947.
name of the boy commando who is supposed to look like Superman?
Brooklyn.
Correct.
Okay, you asked me that before, and I didn't know, and now I know. Okay, and then the next one, I showed the second appearance of Superboy, so I might as well show the first appearance of Superboy.
I love the George Papp covers where
Mm-hmm.
they had Green Arrow and Speedy. I like the way they drew them. I love Green Arrow and Speedy. And at one point, I had a More Fun 73.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
really,
really want to get a more 473. That's kind of up there on my grail list to get.
there are two things about the book. The first is it has a very, very uneventful cover. Three
Mm-hmm.
things. They're not on the cover,
They're not
as
on the
you
cover.
point out. And the third thing is, and this does bug me, is that Dr. Fate has a half mask. I don't
Yeah.
care for the half mask.
So if you look at the notes on the More Fun 73, it actually says new mask for Dr. Fate as one of the key elements of that cover or that book.
It's and that to me that ain't a plus. I don't care
No,
for that
I
at
actually
all.
prefer the full helmet. The
It's
half helmet
looks
doesn't
it's
look.
so much more heroic. The other one is, I think they say, well, they can't see his face, so they're not sure like they can make out what it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. But this one, is okay. So it's origin and first appearance of Superboy, last Spectre in More Fun Comics, and the last appearance of the Spectre until 1966. Isn't that cool?
Who did the cover?
The cover is by I have no idea. It doesn't say. That's really lame.
Surprising.
Yeah, you can see it. It says a whole bunch of artists' names, but not the artists that did the cover. I'm not sure
Well,
if you can see that.
I don't see George Papp, so my guess would be that it would be it might be a Mort Meskin cover because it might be
Yeah, it could be Mort Meskin because his name is there. I don't recognize the art style per se. So yeah.
well, John Sakella has a different style, but Sakella was quite flexible.
Hmm. Yeah, they could mimic each other, right?
This is very true. Matt says Dr. Fate transformed to a half mask, transitioned to a
Hmm.
half mask design as a way to appear more approachable and less
Oh,
intimidating, particularly to younger readers. And as a younger reader, I will tell you that's horse manure,
uh,
equine. That is equine excrement, because as you want to have someone formidable, if you're going up against that red guy that he's Azrael or whoever it is that he has to go up against, you don't want to have him smiling and all that. It's ridiculous.
so okay, I showed the first sort of prototype Supergirl. Uh,
Wile E. Coyote Super Genius is here.
oh, that's cool. Hi, Wiley Coyote. And then we got so this is the first kind of I think this is 1948, if I'm I believe so. The next one, next prototype for Supergirl was this one, Superboy number 5,
Five.
and it even says Supergirl on it.
That's the reason why they say that is the first appearance of Supergirl, because it says right on the cover.
Yeah, so I mean, this is you know, Action 252 is kind of the one that most people go with, but there's I'm one of those people that I don't like to not be right or not to have like that first true appearance. So I had to get all these different versions of Supergirl's first appearance. So yes, this is the only thing is she doesn't wear the costume.
Well, at the time, she was a Supergirl, but not the Supergirl.
Yeah,
But she was a Supergirl. It's a good story too for the time. Is that 1949, Alan?
yeah, that's 1949, just end of 49. It's the cover is done by John. Oh, jeez, my eyesight sucks. Sita,
Sakella.
Sikela. Okay, Sikela.
You push it. Let me just push it out front. Let me look.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right. And then it's Stan K as well.
Cover is John Sakella and Stan K. Stan K did a lot of the inking, and he's very good.
Okay, so you're gonna get to see my pretty much my most of my uh my Superman collection. It's not I don't really have that big of a Superman collection, but I do have a few things. Um, so I showed the first appearance of Superboy, second appearance of Superboy, and this one is his first cover appearance.
Again with the Marplots, Clover and Dover. What a
And he's selling
joke!
them war bonds. This is actually kind of a cool cover.
Now, and I want you to pay attention. You will notice that this is the seventh war loan going on. What's the date on this book?
Yeah, this is from 1945, so very end of the, and it's
This
like it's July August of 1945, so very
when
end
they
of the war.
the bonds that the government was selling to the people to actually afford to prosecute the war,
Hmm.
much of that and a lot of that was to help our allies as well. The United States and the American people made all the difference in the world for the entire world, and the fact that we could produce and manufacture and we had Liberty ships to bring it to them made all the difference in the world, and we won the war from that.
Yeah,
Seriously.
this one I'm actually super proud of in terms of this copy of this book. The colors, the yellows on this are actually pretty
It's
good.
very bright, lovely.
Yeah. Normally the yellows, like you can see it on some of the other ones, like this one maybe a little bit. Like it always has that bit. It just gets dirty looking. It has that, but this one's quite good. So I'm quite happy with it. This one is again. Oh yes, it does say Harry Boltonoff.
Harry Boltonoff, yeah. Who's there? A lot of the Boltonoff guys were in the little the cartoony ones through the books. They'd always have these sight gags. Hello, Chonko.
Hi, Jonko. So you're probably wondering, like this one actually presents really well. The only reason it's a 1/8 is the back cover.
Ah, peace out.
Yeah, but I always love these ever ready things. Look, it's for you. It's like for the dog. And it's like, they always have these sort of wartime ads. I think they're quite cool.
Well, but you see, the fact is, he's running a radio on batteries.
Yes, of course. Well, it has
Yeah,
to be because it's selling ever ready, right?
Yes. Yes, Fiddle Action 252 is always very expensive and
Oh yeah,
has been forever. Traditionally, it's always been a key book.
key book. I bought a restored copy just to get the price down when I bought that book. Okay, next one is Action 42.
Cool.
And do you know this the key of this one?
Well, the S on his cape is
Oh,
inverted,
see.
and the color scheme is incorrect, or just what the colorist decided to do.
Yeah, that's not the key, but this is the first appearance of the Vigilante.
Ah, fair enough.
Kind of a
And the
cool
first
character.
cover appearance of Vigilante and Green Arrow and Speedy is where?
Leading Comics 1.
You bet.
But yeah, another book that I'm trying to get but never seem to win. Um, and
The leading run is 17 issues, and then it becomes Leading Comics, and then it's Funny Animal. It goes into
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It goes
But
weird there.
the books, the stories in those books, Batman and Robin come by one time, and they
Hmm.
have the Joker in
Okay.
one of those. Yeah,
And one of
it's
the
it's
leadings. Well, that's interesting.
yeah,
I have leading number two, but not, which is the first Black Star. He's kind of a cool character, actually.
he's very cool.
Um, and then we've got Superman 30, which is the very first appearance of Mixel Ickle Pickle Ickle Tickly.
Mixius Pidlick,
Mixie has Piddle Ick. Yes.
just say Mixelplick.
Mixelplick. Okay. So yeah, so this is where he makes his first appearance. I showed you his first cover. I figured I'd show you this one. And the last book that I'm going to show is one that is associated to you, but it has Superman, so I had to bring it. It is this one.
Wow,
New York
nice.
World's Fair from 1939, and it has a blonde Superman at the top there.
Yes, and the science fiction from Mr.
Atkins.
Atkinson.
Yeah. So I love this book. Very first appearance of the Sandman. I love my first appearances, and this is a cool one because it has actually kind of a nice splash page on the back with the Benjamin Franklin.
Well, what it is the Trilon and the Perisphere were the two iconic structures there at the
Hmm.
39 World's Fair. And a lot of their stuff basically was to promote. Those were the images that they used to promote, and a lot of the advertising and other stuff that went on was very specifically with the Trilon and the Perisphere all the way through.
So
Hello,
okay,
Jim.
so do you think that its mix is piddle
Um,
ick?
I'll tell you how I got my
I thought
pronunciation.
okay. Can I say my thing? Let's see if I remembered correctly. Can I just say it and then you'll
Sure,
say your thing and correct me? Okay.
sure.
I was told by you, and I hope I remember this right. Mix, Yaz, Piddle, Ick. No
That's
wait.
it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Mixius Pidalic. But I say it's not Yaz, but it's yeah. Um,
Yes.
the
Is it Yez
mix
or Yaz?
mix mix Yez, Yez is the
Yes.
pronunciation.
Yes. Yes.
Mix
Okay.
Yez Pidalic, and if you look at the consonants, that's how it lays. The only thing that they don't give you is the T. The T is silent in Mixius Pidalic.
Okay.
So the way that found out about that was I found it in a letter to the editor, and this kid was saying everybody doesn't know how to say his name, and I say it one way, they say it the other way, and I'm tired. Is my way the right way? What's the way? We need to have you solve this and answer this question so we can always say his name the right way. How do
Hmm.
you say it? And the editor said, well, this is not the only letter we got on this, and I am very happy as this is how it is. And then he went mix, he went Mix, Yez, Piddle, Piddle, Ick, Mix Yez Piddle Ick, and that's it. And a lot of guys would just say Mixelplick, but it's Mix Yez
Imp.
Piddle Ick is the
Keep it
way.
simple.
Imp. Ha! Very good.
Yeah, that's probably best. I always mess up his name. I'm terrible at names, and then this is the worst possible name you could get. But I think kids do like that though.
Rumpelstiltskin was taken.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin was taken. Yeah, I actually like Mix Yaz. Pitalik. I think he's a cool character. I like those quirky characters. I like the Great Gazoo. I like like Batmite and all these ones. I think they're I know they're annoying, but actually I kind of find them fun. So I don't know.
Well, they're trying to be a little bit lighthearted and to sort of semi-plague the heroes as they actually went after the real evil.
Hmm.
Batmite was a spin on that, but then he got the chop with all the Forgotten Four. Got theirs. The first Batgirl, Batwoman, Bathound, and Batmite all got the chop when
Yeah, when
Julie Schwartz came in
Schwartz take over. Yeah.
because he wanted science fiction, and he also brought the new look into Batman with Carmen Infantino. And I love Infantino in the Flash, but it took a long time for me to get to like him drawing Batman. I,
Hmm.
I just and it, I just and if Infantino had Murphy Anderson on him, it was not that bad. But it's too spare. It's too architectural, and it took to my taste. I preferred Shelley Moldoff all the
Julie was
way.
right. I mean, I think people were getting kind of tired of the silliness of Batman by that point.
Well, there's Matt. Thank
Oh
you.
wow! Wait, what did Matt say? Bat Batgirl came as a member of the Titans West in the 1970s.
You mean Betty Kane? You mean the very first one? Betty came back? Okay.
Okay, very cool. Matt's always like dropping lots of cool knowledge. Yeah.
I wish he'd just knock it off. Eh?
Okay. I'm gonna make you big, and now you
Uh,
can do your thing.
I will do my thing. Very interesting. Here is the acetate, the production acetate to Batman number
Oh,
nine.
by the way, he said yes. By the way, to that question. Okay.
What was the question?
Was it the Kane?
Oh,
Barbara
okay.
Kane.
Betty
Barbara
Betty
Kane.
Kane. Yeah, okay.
Is it Barbara Kane? Isn't it?
No, Betty is Batgirl.
Oh, Betty. Barbara Gordon is
Barbara Gordon is the other.
Batwoman. Yeah.
So, but
Or is that right? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
this is the celluloid. This is the acetate that was used in one of the productions of Batman Comics number nine.
Can you grab it?
Yeah,
I mean, like, I figure it should be shown.
that's why I have it.
So wait.
I bought this from Ed Craze, who is one of the sellers on Astonishing Auctions, and I've purchased quite a few things from Ed. Chonko, Ed was the guy that I got your lunchbox from. It's where I have the Green Hornet. I got the Green Hornet. I have one other one, but I a lot of signed books and interesting books I've gotten from Ed. He's a really really good seller and fair, very nice guy. So if you watch Astonishing Auctions, you can't go wrong with Ed. Here is the thing.
So what is this exactly? Is this like an
This
original?
this is this is the acetate. There is a white piece of cardboard behind this, and if you pull it out, it's like celluloid. It's this
Okay.
giant piece of celluloid that has all of the whites and blacks for the production of the cover without color.
Now, is this an original piece
This is
from?
an this is an original production piece. Now, I can't tell you whether this was from in the day, but the printing process, the four color process where they would separate the colors, that's how they would do it. They did that clear up into the 70s because I had that. We had to go through all that when we would be producing brochures for the Imperial Hotel. That you would basically they'd have the color separations, and there was one basically acetate they call it. It's like a celluloid where you have black and white. In other words, if I take this white piece of paper cardboard out from behind it, it will disappear. Basically, you look right through. It's clear.
Yeah, but so is this is like a reproduction of the production piece, or is it
I
what?
I can't answer it. All I can tell you is it was used in the production of the cover at some point. I don't know when. I
Okay.
would find it.
But
I would
it
find it.
looks really cool. I mean,
Well, I would find it. I would find it very difficult, and maybe an unbelievable serendipity that this is the actual one from Batman number nine.
yeah.
But stuff like this happens where they put them into file cabinets and they sit. They
Well,
don't go anywhere.
The weirdest story that I ever heard, in terms of like some original thing that they didn't realize it was an original thing,
Mm-hmm.
was there was a ride in Niagara Falls, like one of those carnival rides, and they would have like this mummy at the very end of the ride that would kind of bounce out at you and
Mm-hmm.
scare the scare the people in the ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
It turned out that that mummy was like King Ramses, or like one of these actual famous pharaohs.
I
And it
mean, the
just sort of,
actual guy.
yeah, it was like a 6,000-year-old mummy or something. It was like this, but it somehow it managed to end up at this carnival. Isn't that crazy?
Um, I will not say that it isn't true, but I would have a
It
difficult saying
No,
that
they
it.
they discovered, they didn't know at the time, but then they discovered later. It actually, they had to remove it and then preserve it. It's like
Yes, Matt points out that Kathy Kane
Kathy Kane.
was Batwoman,
Okay, that's I was yeah,
and
Batwoman.
Ace was Bathound, and he had to wear a mask because he had a white flash on his forehead. The Bathound story is actually quite good.
Yeah, it's
It's a
cute.
really
It's
good
cute.
origin story. I enjoyed the Bathound. And I
Yeah.
liked Batgirl, and I did like Batwoman as well. I liked her on the motorcycle. I liked her. Batmite was my least favorite of the four, and if you remember now, I was subjected to this. I
It
grew
wasn't
up.
Bi- it wasn't Billy the Kid. It was a pharaoh.
Well, now, Alan, you're going to have to watch out because the chat's pretty sharp here.
No, no,
Um,
it was a pharaoh.
okay,
I'm right. You're wrong.
you're always right.
I'm
You're
just
always
kidding.
just ask you. Okay. Um, this is Superman number 28. This is from April of 59. This is a little bit later. But this is the prototype story for
Oh yes.
Supergirl. And I discovered this when we were trying to look at the advertisement for the first appearance of Supergirl in Action 252. And so Action 251, which is the bearded guy,
Hmm.
has the ad, and there are various other ones. Then this is 128. Superman 129 has the ad, and so that's the in-house advertisements for the first appearance of Supergirl. But the story in here is the Sleeping Beauty of Krypton, and it's Lois Lane, but she comes in a rocket and all this other stuff. It is very, very close, and I was basically looking at the book online, looking to see if the ad was in this book, and then I saw that story, and I just went, "Oh my God!"
I
You
know the
talk about
similarities
pro.
between the stories are insane. It's very
It's
close.
so close, and the thing that and I was completely oblivious to it. So I have said several times, this book as the prototype story for Supergirl, if you have a chance to pick it up favorably, would be an interesting and good book to put into your collection.
Yeah.
Says me.
Yeah, I agreed, so I picked it up. I picked it up.
Um,
You actually didn't tell anyone about that until I you let me pick it up first. I appreciated that.
you begged me not to tell, and I had mercy on you. I was going to put it on my, but I wouldn't do that to you anyway.
Hmm.
So since I talked about her, I have to show her
Okay.
because this is a Superman cover of some note. This is a 6'5"
Not very golden age, but sure, we'll go with it.
Superman.
Okay. It's one of the two. Okay.
Now, years and years and years ago, I purchased Star Spangled Comics #1 and Star Spangled Comics #2 at a convention. Both of those books are now gone. I traded those away when I was putting together my money for my trade set to get Detective Comics 31. And yeah, Matt's here. He knows about it. Matt's got something on the fire as well. I don't know if he's going to pull the trigger. He's vacillating. And
Hmm.
so there were three books that the guy had, that he had all three of them together and wanted to sell them all together. And Alan, for the person that wants to always have the first appearance of a character, here is Action Comics #40. This is
Nice.
from September of 1941, which would make it more like July of 1941. This book has a two-page spread, I think two and a half pages, of the first appearance of the Star Spangled Kid in Stripesy. And it
Mm.
introduces, and the person that created these characters was Jerry Siegel. And they had the artist for them was let's see, here's George Papson here too. This I will get back to the other. This is a Fred Ray cover. Fred Ray was one of the best cover artists that DC had. Jack Burnley was another one. They just were wonderful. Schuster's good too, but Schuster couldn't keep up. His eyesight and
Yeah.
various other things, he just could not keep up. Wayne Boring does a beautiful job of aping Joe Schuster. So, but this is a very this is before we were in the war per se. We were helping with Lend Lease at this point, but Superman is fighting the Germans. Now,
Hmm.
this, if you're saying, well, we're not at war with Germany, but Superman was, and a lot of the other publishers were.
Hmm.
Fawcett and Timely and damn near everybody else just teed off on them because they're rat bastards. That's what they are. So anyway, but this has the first appearance of the Star Spangled Kid in Stripesy, and the premise is this: Star Spangled Kid is the hero, the main guy, and Stripesy is his chauffeur. His last name is Pemberton, and he's a
Hmm.
millionaire's son. He has lots of money, and he puts on the fop a la Clark Kent. But
Hmm.
then he puts on the Star Spangled, and this is not, there's no cosmic rod or any of that crap. He's just a tough kid that wants to do good. And they were showing newsreels in the movie theater where he and Stripesy were, Dugan, and
Hmm.
these fifth columnists came in and started disrupting everything. And so both Stripesy and Pemberton jumped out of their seats and beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, I
And
think it's cool that they kind of put the sidekick revert. Instead of
they
being the
inverted
boy,
they
yeah, they
inverted it, that the
inverted it.
kid
Yeah.
was the lead and the adult was the sidekick. And
Hmm.
that was, and so and they thought DC invested heavily in this because the Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy went into action. They went into leading. They were in World's Finest. They really just they went whole hog on Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy, and I enjoyed it. My dad had a book that had Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy in it. Um, well,
Thank you,
thank you,
Robert.
Robbie. So anyway, but this is a really really cool cover. I bought this, and it was in terrible shape.
Oh,
God, Matt.
another Matt joke.
I
Oh
mean
my
that.
goodness,
I mean, I think there
it's
isn't there an
scaring away my audience, Matt.
Alan. Isn't there an international law against that?
Okay.
But this book was in terrible shape. And there were two other books that I bought in approximately the same time frame. And I bought All Star Comics #4, and I bought the Captain Marvel that has them swatting the Japs. It's where he's a giant swatting Japanese people. And all three of them were very, very challenged. And I sent them to Sanderson Studio to have them cleaned up and squared away and then submitted. And they all came back in very, very nice. I mean, fours. There was one five. The All Star came back at a five. But the Captain Marvel and the All Star 4 that were in my collection for a long, long time also went away for Detective 31. On the back cover, they have an ad for U.S. Royal tires for kids riding their bikes. I don't know how many bicycle tires were being made at that time because a lot of them were making tires for basically for all the aircraft and vehicles and everything
Hmm.
else for the war effort.
Oof. Even Lyle's trying to get into it too. Wow. Okay, let's move on before we air too many tank jokes.
Um,
Um,
I've told this story before. I will not tell the full version. But my dad had this book, and for years and years I read it and read it and read it from probably about 1958 or 59. I read this book as a very young boy. I loved it. I could tell the difference between this book and modern books. There was something about it. It just the way Superman was drawn, the type of paper that was used, the art of Superman, how he was drawn, and how powerful he was in the early incarnation. And this was in Superman number 17. And Superman 17, when I finally had a chance to buy it, I didn't know what book it was, and I riffled through, and I all of a sudden I realized that
Hmm.
this was the book because it was the cover was gone in the first two wraps. But what I did not register on was that the first story in this book is when Lois Lane first thinks that Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same. It also has the center spread is the fortress, the first Fortress of Solitude pictured, and it's very cool, 2-page spread. And the last thing about then the next thing about this book is it has a great Luthor story with the standard Luthor who's in like the purple Uncle Fester outfit and he's bald. And the story opens up with him being electrocuted, and he has this amulet that takes the power, and then he becomes as powerful as Superman, blah blah blah. And it's a really interesting story. And then on top of which we have this amazing World War II cover, again Fred Ray, and this is one of the best Superman World War II covers there is. Now, a lot of people like 14 because it's a beautiful black cover with blue silhouette. And then it has the American Eagle sitting on Superman's arm, another
Yeah, it's
Fred
a
Ray.
classic color,
It
classic
is
color.
absolutely, but the interior of that book is nothing. It's just,
Hmm.
it's the stories that do not advance the canon of Superman in any way. It's just their adventures, but there's nothing that is basically seminal. This book does, though. This book has a lot of really big, huge plot points for the character, and so that's why this one is my favorite Superman comic.
By the
And
way,
on
Chris O just had a really kind of cool comment. I guess he won a Julius Short's personal copy as Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Isn't that
That's
cool?
great.
Congrats, Chris O.
That's amazing. Now I'll show this. It's not Superman, but I'm going to show it because I'm going to show it. This is the Canadian White where they copied 2 months
Oh
later.
yes,
They
that's so
copied
awesome.
this. They copied it, but they put Mussolini in with Hitler,
Yeah, that's a great one.
and it is a remarkable. It's a remarkable Canadian White. They are so distinctive to Canada, and these duotones that they are amazing books to if you enjoy the real history. We couldn't import American comics and magazines and periodicals into Canada. They didn't want any of their money going out. Hello, archivist. Thank you.
Oh, Archivist sent something. Where?
And but here we go, and it's very interesting. Mussolini is this tubby guy, and they caricature Hitler, and they put the swastika armband, and it's just a great cover. But it and I
So
just
after he was wondering if you can show some of the books in the back, I guess.
my wife always asks that I do that, and if you will
Because
give
maybe
me
I'll
the
do
time,
that. I'll give you the
if
time.
I have only four
Thank
more
you,
books.
Archivist. By the way,
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
it does
Um,
help.
this one I just I wasn't looking for Superman. I wasn't. And then Alan had a top 10 where there was a Superman, Golden Age Superman book that sold at auction for a good price. And I thought, gosh, what a cool book. And I've looked at this book forever. I've seen this, the Gerber Photo Journal, but I also saw it in the Overstreet Price Guide. I saw it pictured there, and I really liked it. It's a war cover. And this is Superman number 18. And Superman 18 is a great patriotic propaganda cover. Now, it's more patriotic than it is propaganda. Propaganda covers are the ones where they have people being tortured and atrocities and all this other stuff. That's propaganda that they're fighting these evil people, and they are evil. But this just shows I don't really know how we do it. How we
I
would
guess they
do
could
that.
send it. They could send it to you, and then you would send it back to them. Maybe.
I mean I would be happy to do it. I would if you wanted to send it to me. I would be happy to. But this one here, Was that NYC?
Maybe
I I
I
thought it
didn't
was
see the comment. I didn't see the comment. So
okay.
wait, wait,
I
wait, wait.
you're you're very kind. I appreciate that. But here in this book, the colors on the other one, Alan was telling how what a great. Okay,
Yeah,
NYC. That's what
it
I
was
thought.
NYC.
Hit
Yeah.
me on the NYC. Hit me on the Instagrams, and we'll square. Hello, Robbie. Oh wow, $20.
Wow,
Thank
very
you.
nice of you, Robbie.
20
Appreciate it.
bucks US, Alan. Real money.
Wait, wait, wait. Can you guys show some good? You guys, can you guys show some good books? That's what he wrote. That's funny. One second. Why doesn't it show on the stage? I'm trying to make his things show and it doesn't let me. Okay, so yeah, so show some good books now, okay, Stephen?
Okay, I'll do my best. But you will notice the aircraft that are flying here are P-39 Airacobras. The Airacobra was not a successful aircraft for the United States. It was slow and it couldn't get to the altitude. It was a very innovative design. It had car doors to get in, and it had an engine behind the pilot, and then it had a drive shaft that went through for the propeller. But by doing that, they were able to then incorporate a 37 millimeter cannon right through the spinner of the P-39, and they had I think they had either 30s or 50s on the in the wings as well. And but the people that really use these, they ballyhoo this in the early Superman books and in the early war books. You see P-39 Airacobras. They talk them up, models, everything else. And that's what we had, that and the P-40 Warhawk. But the P-39s were the Soviets loved them because they didn't want to have the planes that went way up. They wanted ground support, and they used them against the Germans and knocked tanks out left and right with these P-39s. They loved them. They were outstanding for that ground support.
Hmm.
And again, another Daisy Defender. This is another one of my absolute favorite Superman comics. And it is Superman Comics number 32 from DC, January, February 1945. This book is a white pager, and
Oh
it
wow.
is the classic It Tickles.
I told you my story about that book recently. I'm so sad. I really wanted to get a copy of that book.
This color scheme, and this is Wayne Boring. He doesn't have the Superman thing on the cape either, but he does have gold flashes on the top of his boots, which is cool. But you see the kind of the scrunched face that's so cool, okay? That is so Schuster. Boring could mimic Schuster's Superman face perfectly. And there's one thing about this that I also talked about recently, and that is a lot of times in comic books that the font that they used to draw, I mean to
Hmm.
tell the stories, suck. I mean the font that they use or the letterer does a kind of a blech. But this Superman font, and that's what I call it, this Superman font is what you get on the inside in the stories. I love it.
Yeah, that's
It
really
looks
good.
so golden age and cool to me.
Yeah.
I
I
just
love that
it
book, by the way.
I
So
dig it.
did you ever see the Batman parody cover of that book?
Mm-mm.
So somebody made a parody with Batman, but instead of it saying it tickles, he's like going, ah, he's like everything all fried.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Here is another action. This one is pre-code, so it's still in 1951, so it's still golden age, and it's another Good Girl Superman cover where the man of tomorrow meets the girl of tomorrow. Well, the girl of tomorrow who turns into Supergirl. I mean, later on, the girl of tomorrow is Supergirl, the girl of
Mhm.
steel, Supergirl of steel. But this is a gal who supposedly has the ability to learn his secret, and you'll have to marry her. And of course, Superman turned on his heat vision, sawed her in half, and threw her into Metropolis Bay.
That would have been a cool ending.
But I love I love the good girl from the 1950s. They got the whole thing going. I just thought it was a cool cover.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The vigilante never shot anybody. He used the guns to shoot stuff around, but he never killed anyone with his guns.
Yeah, he's a cool
And he
character.
rode around on a really fancy motorcycle with a little kid behind him, where they'd always go to the motels. I'm not
That's,
kidding.
yeah, I know that's it's true, but
It's
it
it's
sounds
it's
worse than it is.
it's really a little bit cringe.
Yeah.
So what I did, I had a copy of All American 22 comics. It's the 22, so it's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Seventh appearance of Green Lantern. And I believe it's either the fourth or the fifth appearance of the Atom in All
Hmm.
American. And great stories. And one of the things inside that I saw when I read it online was that when the Green Lantern was flying, he would put his power ring out, but instead of the beam going ahead of him, the beam was behind him, holding him up. It was really cool that he used the ring to fly by the power of the ring to
Sort
immerse
of
him
pull
in
him.
the
Yeah, yeah,
green
yeah.
in the
Yeah, yeah.
green. And the other thing was he was a guy worked on the railroad, and that's where the lantern was found.
Yeah, it's a
It's an
railroad
entirely
lantern.
different.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it, wood was the problem, but the other thing about it was that the Green Lantern was a man of mystery. He was, and they thought he was magical, and there was more of that. And I like this thing where they don't really know who it is. I like the mystery that's involved, the mystery man thing. Superman, everybody knows him. We're going to invite him for dinner,
Yeah,
all
let's
this other crap. But I don't want that. I want there to be mystery, and I want them to be, scare the hell out of villains. That's why I like Batman so much, because Batman is to be feared. Superman is to be feared, but it isn't the same thing. He wasn't designed to generate fear where Batman was, and people
hmm
followed that the Man of Mystery stuff and what have you that went on. So I had that book, and when I bought my Batman number 9, um, uh, Yaniv had I wanted to trade for it, but he needed to have the dough
Yeah,
because he had
yeah. The
because it
original Green Lantern couldn't do anything with his
would
weaknesses wood and living things.
they would archive it, or Big Nasty. They would was it archivist? No,
That was
archivist.
Archivist. That was Archivist.
Jason, what they did was they used the infirmity or the kryptonite, if you will, um, as they needed for the plot. So it really wasn't written in stone. It was sort of it wasn't as clean and as uniform as it is in the Silver Age when they have the various problems. In the Golden Age, the weaknesses were not ballyhooed quite as much, depending upon who was writing the stories. So anyway, I had to cough up the cash for the book, and so I gave Yaniv my All American 22 to go down and sell at San Diego, which he did. And then he wanted to know if I wanted anything. And I, like an idiot, said, well, there is kind of one book
There's a
that would be
few
kind of
books.
cool
Yeah.
to have. Instead of taking the money to defray it, I
hmm
didn't. And what I ended up doing is I asked for a book that I have always loved. This was the one that I saw and almost bought when I bought my 17. And I also bought the number from this big, wonderful collection. I bought the 14. I had the 14 and I had the 17. And this was the third book I was going to buy, but I didn't have the money to do it. And it is Superman number 23.
Love that book.
This, and I know that Biggie Shack has this. This book is in a 6.0, and it is a white pager.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's
And the
probably one
color.
of the best Superman covers, actually.
Now, there are several things about this cover. First of all, it's very cool. It's a war cover. I don't know what will happen, ladies and gentlemen, when I try to post this, for as prominent as the swastikas are. I don't know how you can show a World War II book where we're fighting the bad guys, and you're not supposed to. It's like you're trying to, like you're aggrandizing the swastika, where nothing could be further from the truth. They're vilified. I vilify the Nazis like I vilify the Japanese because they were bad cats. They were
You know,
really not good.
it's kind of funny. You were just saying how, Batman was feared and Superman was not necessarily feared. This is one of those few covers where I
Where
feel the fear.
you took the words, no, no, you
Yeah.
took the words right out of my mouth. But
hmm
the reason why, and his anger, is that Superman is not so super powerful at this time because the ship that they were on is sinking. Now,
Mm-hmm.
he probably helped all the people get into the lifeboats. You can see all the lifeboats there. And
Mm-hmm.
probably once they were done, then he went after, he swam at super speed over to the, ripped the hatch off the top of the U-boat and went in and basically killed them all,
Mm.
which is a good thing. But
Yeah.
in the later days, he would have just picked the freighter up that got torpedoed, or super speed, put a piece of metal and use his heat vision to melt it, put the plate on there, and then blow all the water out of the ship, and everything would be peachy. But Superman wasn't that powerful back then. So here, and he isn't even flying over to get them. He's swimming over to get
Yeah,
them.
he's swimming.
It is when Superman was less powerful, and in my mind more interesting as a
Mm-hmm.
character, because he could be ganged up on. In other words, they say we're going to put Superman in. Superman could only do so much. And I like the fact that there was a limiting factor to him back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. To begin with, he couldn't fly.
Yeah, yeah, he
He
was just
he was
stealth.
able to leap tall buildings, but he couldn't fly.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was not a street level fighter, because he was so much stronger than that, and he took on worse adversaries like Luthor and others, Brainiac. But the problem, the thing is that by becoming so omnipotent, it's very difficult for the writers to come up with something that could make him seem heroic. Whereas Batman gets the hell beat out of him.
James Gunn agrees. In the Superman movie, he gets
Oh
beaten
yeah.
up a lot. He gets beaten up a lot.
And this I agree with him, because it makes, if you can be hurt and beat up, and you're selfless, and you put yourself on the line and do what you can and prevail, that is
Much
heroism.
more
and
interesting.
generally
Yeah,
and generally you go to a height. In other words, in all the movies, even I think it's even in what is it, Grendel or whatever it is, where the guy goes, they go to the top of the mountain to fight. At
yeah,
the very end, it's just, so all the westerns you've ever seen, and all damn near any kind of these movies, at the end, when they're going up a mountain, the bad guy is gonna die. It
yeah.
always is.
The
They
Epic
have,
of Gilgamesh is the one you're
they
thinking
like
about.
Gilgamesh. That's it,
Yeah,
Gilgamesh. And so, if then that's like what, Babylonian.
yeah.
So that's how long that plot device has been used, that you go
Hmm.
to a height to basically then have the denouement of the villain. So
Hmm.
this is my new edition. I unveil this with you tonight. I'm thrilled to have it. The color strike and the depth of color on this book, and the edges and everything else, it's just an absolutely
Beautiful. I
beautiful
mean,
book.
really beautiful copy. I told you with that one, if you cracked it and pressed it, you could probably get a 7.
I don't think there's any question that it would. I mean, I am loath to do anything at this point, with how convoluted and how, sort of a cattle call to go into the CGC, unless I have to. And I am very content. As you get this thing where you go, a 6.0 can have certain problems. And depending upon what the considerations are for the grade, for example, a 3.0, I have that other one that is a 3.0, and it is interesting in that the defects that are there do not affect the cover. I mean, it doesn't affect, the cover colors are beautiful,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
the
nice dark
edges are not,
copy.
and the edges are nice.
Yeah,
So
I don't get why that's a 3, by the way.
well, it shouldn't be a 3. It's at least a 5.
Yeah,
So, but
sometimes they grade weird.
yeah, and so I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe there's a tear on an inside page or something. I have
Hmm.
no idea what it is, but it's patriotic war savings bonds and stamps do the job on the Japa Nazis.
Yeah, I know that's
And
awesome.
that's what they would always say, and they have that in World's Finest. Buy bonds to beat the Japa Nazis.
Dappa Nazis. That's
So
funny.
that's my that's
Can
my
you
thing.
show the ones that people were asking about?
Yeah,
The
I'm gonna go get them, because I always do what I'm told to do,
yeah,
unless I
good,
don't.
good stuff. Yeah, so I don't think it is a torn page or anything like that. Communion, but it's probably sometimes you get weird grading where if you resubmitted it, it'd get a higher grade. It's just is one of those things. But I can never see what you have back there. Like for me, like on my small screen, it's just those books are just I think they look nice, but I have no idea what they are.
They are amorphous blobs. Is that what you're saying?
Basically,
All right, I will show.
I can't watch myself. Like I can't watch reruns of myself. I just find it hard to watch myself. So
It's
I
hard on
never
everybody, Alan. It's not
I
just you.
I never watch my reruns. So but yeah, but I
Here is a Gus Ricka cover. This is a 3.0 off-white Dynamic Comics number 11.
oh yes, yes, yes. That's a great one.
Of the Gus Ricka covers, this is one of my absolute favorites, and it's one that I can afford.
I just picked up another Gus Ricka, the one with the machine gun.
Oh yes, the three guns on the
Yeah,
fuselage in front. I'd love to have
yeah.
that book.
I'm getting that soon.
Very good. Here is Underworld Crime number 7. This is a very, very difficult book to get and quite dear to purchase. This is a 4.5 in off with off-white pages.
I know everyone always complains about me, but I'm just lazy about it. Um, actually, yeah, that's really actually your colors are quite good on that one.
Yeah, the this every as you all know, I'm all about the colors of a book. If it is a 5.0 and it's faded, structurally it's a 5, but it's faded and it isn't pretty, I won't buy it because it has to be pretty. That's the way I feel.
I mean, my colors are good, but I think yours are actually better.
I had a 3.5 of this, and I bought it from one of the sellers here on the interwebs, and I was very happy with it. And then Jordan Seymour, who is the partner of Yaniv, had this, and I traded him my other one. I like it so much. A 7.0 of this book is a really, really high grade
Yeah.
because it shows every imperfection.
Mm.
This one I bought so long ago. It's Terrific Comics number 5.
Oh, I love that book. That's another one that's coming soon. I that's part of the big collection I'm getting from Unique.
Oh, okay. But you'll it's a Schomburg cover. It's one of the oddballs from Continental Holyoke. That's is a screwy deal. The
Mm.
Continental Comics, but they got great artists. They got Schomburg. They got L.B. Cole. They had just some amazing things.
That's my
And of,
favorite bondage cover, by the way.
well,
Absolute
it's
favorite.
it all it you know Schomburg makes it look like it'll work.
I know it's going to do some nasty things to that poor girl. Yeah. And
It's just a very rare. It's a tough book.
mm,
That's an overused term, but in this instance, it's true.
that one's impossible. It's a ghost. This one makes me cry, but okay.
I'm sorry. This is Catman number 28, and this is by Continental. This is from June of 1945. It has an L.B. Cole cover and art.
That's a good. It's a great cover, but makes me sad. I paid too much for that book. I paid more than you did. I can tell you that right now. I used to display that book, but then I just got annoyed with myself every time I saw it.
It's a beautiful book.
It's great.
It's got a
It's an
lot
awesome
going
cover.
for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Here is Nightmare number 2. This is a Ziff Davis book.
Mm,
And it has a Walter Pop cover. It's just, but it's a very
I love that one too.
interesting atomic age horror book.
So, I always liked Monsters on the Beach covers. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what that is. So I love that one. I have a restored copy of that.
And this one is a Matt Baker cover. This is Flying Jenny number 2.
Another one I seem to have difficulty getting. People want too much for that book. It's like
Well,
crazy
it's a
expensive.
hell of a desirable book, and there aren't that many
I
of
know.
them.
It's too expensive.
And it's a beautiful book, isn't it?
Yeah, it is great.
it has all of the Schomburg touches. It's just wonderful. His composition, his proportion, his faces, the hair, the whole thing.
Mm.
Here is one of the only ACG books that is of really a very difficult and desirable book. And it's Romantic Adventures number 50, ACG, October, November of 1954. And what's interesting is October, November of 1954, this was the last gasp of the Golden Age before the Comics Code Authority, which started in September of 1954. So that December books that arrived in December of 1954 that were March dated, February or March dated, had the comic book code seal, Comics Code Authority stamp in the upper corner. And this is just right on the gnat's fanny on this. But it's just an amazing cover. And
Mm.
she's crazy in the story. I mean, she's crazy. I mean, it's
Well, hey, I married a lunatic or something, or I was dating a lunatic or something crazy. It's the title or something.
the most amazing confession you've ever read. Love the Lunatic, the
Yeah, I love
true
the name for it.
story of a woman's anguish. And they run her up and down in prison and trying to get out and trying to get the guy and all this stuff. And they have her jaundiced. They have that yellow face. These books almost invariably are beat to pieces.
Mm.
This book I bought from one of the one guy on Instagram.
Thank you,
Um,
Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie. And it is a painted cover. I had this book done by Hero, whatever it is, Restoration, the guy that got tagged for stealing books and money and all that other stuff.
I know that was so messed up.
And
It's like
I
so
drove,
heinous.
he was in Lebanon, Oregon. And everybody said he was great and everything. I said, well, fair enough. Well, I drove down the valley, down the Willamette Valley, from Portland down to Lebanon. It's on the opposite side of the freeway from Corvallis, which is where Oregon State is. But then you go into Lebanon, and I went, and I should have thought of some. I mean, I drive. I have I have the computer satellite tracking, and I end up
GPS.
on a gravel road, and it looks like a single wide, like a half of a single wide trailer, and that's his office. And when I went in, my staff isn't here. I mean, it's so small you can't even hardly even turn around. But he got this book. I got this book, this Wonder 15, and he basically cleaned and pressed it and did a truly beautiful job on it. And I got a 6.5.
Beautiful book.
It's a higher grade than a 6.5, but I'm content with a 6.5, and it's one of the very highly desirable Schomburg painted cover.
Something like that, Archivist. It was
Yes,
like some
300.
crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jason, over $300,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't tell you how glad I am that that weren't me.
Yeah. I think he was trying to be honest at first and then he just whatever.
He couldn't stand the temptation
Yeah.
of
It was just too much money.
how much money these books are. This next book is one that you don't see very often. It's called, and of course it has this is an Avon book. Crime Never Pays, which is of course what it always says. Murderous Gangsters. This is issue number 1.
Mm, I like that one. I think I had the complete series of that.
And this one is from July of 1951, Atomic Age, the Atomic Age of the Golden Age. So there you go.
Oh, wait, one sec here. Uh, Actually, it was funny what he said here. I have that startling. Yes, I do have the startling. I didn't say it. I held back, but
I felt it in my bones. I was waiting for it.
yeah,
I had girded my loins waiting
people get
for it.
mad at me when I say it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold
Well, you
back.
don't have
No.
to say that you have everything. It's just someone said in some other channel I watched, and some guy said I have that, and he says we don't say that on our channel. if you have the book or not. Just enjoy what the person is showing. They
No.
really jumped the guy in the chat for that. I thought
Oh,
it was rather
really?
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, geez, poor guy.
This is a very difficult book to buy. And I FOMO'd Alan because he got his. And I said, well, the census on this is beans. I mean, it is
Mm.
really beans. This one is Dan DeCarlo. It is so cute. She's on swinging on the moon. The shoes are falling off her pumps, and the shooting
I'm not
star.
going to say anything. One sec here. I didn't say anything though, did I?
Alan has it.
I didn't say
Um,
anything.
this one actually has white pages as well. This was, I believe, I can't remember, was this an auction or a buy it now, Alan? I can't remember.
It was by now for you.
I jumped on it
Mm.
because this is not a book you see, and I really love this. It's sort of like Jeddah, the three issues of
Yeah, yeah.
Jeddah that were
I love Dan
that
DeCarlo's art. So
it is so hard to get these and have them presentable because young girls and guys, mostly girls for this kind of stuff, just just ravage these
girls are
books.
evil. We just gotta say it. It just has to be on the
Well,
record.
you
Girls
can
are
say
evil
they're
when it
evil.
comes to
I will not say they are evil because
when
I
it
did.
comes to comics. They are. I
My
I,
wife collects comics now.
I
She
know.
understands the grading. She can look
Mm,
at she says, look at the corners on that. And I said, oh, darling, I love you. I mean, it's
look at the
just, she says,
corners on
boy, the
that.
look at the, yeah, it is better. It's a six, easily a
Yeah.
six, and a white pager. So you wonder what they do, but they don't. But the last one I'm going to show is also a very difficult book and also quite expensive to buy. And it's sort of like sometimes when there is a book that you like enough, then you make a commitment to get the book. And then if you have, it's what it costs for you to get the book. What does it cost? What is the entry level? Susan collects the Transformers. She likes flaming skulls, like Ghost Rider, flaming skulls type stuff, and she likes Disney books. So from soup to nuts, she likes those, and I like to, she sees something that she likes, I will buy it for her, and her collection is getting larger, and she understands the what goes on that, and it is a blessing to have my spouse enjoy and appreciate what I do with the comics, which is an investment as well as a hobby. They were saying Alan had a live stream here recently. I'll show my last book first. This was one that I've looked at multiple times, and I could never get one that was reasonable. I saw them in 2.5s and 3.5. One, I think I saw 1.4 one time, and they wanted the Earth, Moon, and the Stars to buy this book. And I finally, there was a fluke because it was not inexpensive, but it was fair. And it's Witchcraft,
Oh yes.
number 5. It's a Kelly Frias painted cover. And it's one of my favorite. I love green covers. I love them.
Mm,
So this is those are all the books that I had on display.
yeah, it is awesome.
Yes, running with breasts. Yes, this is very true. And also, she's almost showing her trademark too, which is very affectionate.
It's very awesome.
But when you look at the subject matter, I just think I'll run through the valley of
A
broken
valley of
bones. I'm
dead
sure
bones.
this shortcut, nothing bad will happen to me. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh
It's
man.
like those eerie comics where the gal is walking past the house that has the skulls on the roof and the skulls all
I
over
know. It's
everything, and
like
the skull guy says, I think
comes
I'll
out
go
of.
in there and ask for directions. You're
It's
out of
like,
your
what are you
mind.
doing? What are you doing? And
So,
she's running barefoot, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and she's barefooted.
yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
as far as I can tell, they look barefoot.
I think it's
But
barefoot.
here
Yeah.
you are running over broken bones. I mean, this took quite a. And if you look at how the colors are moresqued, that is to say, blending of colors, I mean, there's green and red, and yellow, and you look at her legs, you see all the different colors and things that are going on, and
Yeah.
the Spectre monster. It's a
And
killer.
he's just, I love the fact he's just almost going to get her. And, he's grabbing at her. It's just a really, it's a
She's
great
a
cover.
hot redhead with a dynamite bod. It was really
Hmm.
good. So
Yeah.
anyway, those are the and then the ad on the back of this is so funny. It's so creepy. You get a creepy like little Hopalong Cassidy doll. You get the dolly that wets.
Yeah.
I mean, the nicest thing about a fish bowl, but I like the peanut bank, Mr. Peanut Bank. I kind of do like that. This book is
Hmm.
from December 52 to January 53. Classic painted cover.
Oh, nice. Chris, sounds like you have a really good collection.
So, Alan was having a conversation with a gentleman just recently with regard to investment and collecting on
Hmm.
books. And what was his name again? Gordon.
Derek,
Was it Derek Combs?
Just Derek.
Okay,
Uncanny Derek is his channel.
Uncanny Derek. Uncanny Derek was asserting that there was a certain level of skullduggery with the grading, like of a Giant Size X-Men 1 and various other books. And when you're in this for a while, you have to understand that sometimes when you are buying an expensive book, no matter where it is, you buy the book and not the label. The
Hmm.
the label says it's a 9/8, but if there's a staples popped out or you can see an obvious defect, somebody screwed up. And
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
sent the book back in to be reholdered, the grade is gonna come down. And then the other issue that he brought up two other things. One was that the collectors tended to be lily white and pure, and the investors were evil, greedy rats. And my argument, and I put it in the chat while the show was going on,
Hmm.
is that for the most part, all of us are collector investors, because if you're going to
Yeah,
put in
I mentioned it as well.
I know you did. If you're going to put in a certain level of coin, then there has to be a reasonable expectation that the book will either hold its value or go up in value, hopefully. And if you
Hmm.
can love a book and have it actually perform, is the ideal situation. It's the perfect blending of heart and head, because your heart wants the book. The collector part of you wants the book. But the investor part of you is saying there are other books that might be better, and the grade is so low, and I'm going to have to make excuses, and all this other stuff, and you have to kind of weigh those things. At least I do, because
Hmm.
the type, if you're going to buy a book that presents well and has nice colors, for me is the key to it. The grade, not as tantamount to be important, but obviously a factor where possible. Like that Superman that was a 3,
Hmm.
doesn't look like a 3, and the colors are beautiful. I have no problem paying a 3
Extra for
price.
that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not so brittle that I'm saying I have to have a 6. If I don't have a 6, I'm not buying it. Well,
Hmm.
you can't do that. Especially you can't do that in the golden age. You just can't, because the books don't live, the books don't survive. And like sort of I will have a 6.0 of this book. Well, good luck first of all finding it, and then when you do find it, you better be sitting down what it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
All these
the
things we
grading
have to
costs are
weigh.
brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, we this is what we have to weigh. So, but I will close my lemon tree on this point. The key to this is, and I have found, and it has made a difference for me in collecting, is that if you buy a book, buy the nicest book that you can find and or afford. Okay, and so when you buy that book, and then if you can, put it away. Do not sell and don't flip. Let appreciation come and
Happen.
help you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Appreciation is our friend. 5 years, 6 years. I mean, it's amazing what happens. I have asked the question for a question and answer session that'll be coming up next week for a guy
This
that
week.
does
This week.
question.
It'll be on Wednesday.
I have asked about the amount of
Market
money
cap.
increase from the market capitalization of comic books. And
Hmm.
how far in 10 years time, how much has it gone up? Okay. Now, this is the other thing is that investment in comics or high grade comics is occurring because businessmen can see that these are good investments and they will
Hmm.
pass fine art or cars or buildings or options or commodities or any of a number of different things and either buy them themselves or set up consortiums where everybody chokes in about 100 grand or 150,000 or some amount of money and you'll buy a book that's $1 million book and then you
Hmm.
sit and then maybe the book goes up, maybe the book goes down, but then sometimes I've known some corporations where they want the investment to take a loss because they then can then write
Then
that off
you
on
write it off.
another
Yeah.
thing that is more profitable, but you still have because they are graded and they are slabbed, they are commodified. Our books now are a commodity, and
Hmm.
because of that you can sell them anywhere in the world and you know what you're going to
Yeah,
get.
you know what they're worth, basically. Yeah.
And you
Um,
and so anyway, but I wanted just to say that
you wanted to comment, I could tell.
I was
I
just
was
trying to.
debating about having you actually join us for that thing, but I didn't want it to be like
No, because it would have seemed
ninety
like I was
percent
gang. No,
Wednesday.
it would have
Yeah.
seemed like I was ganging up, and I didn't. He's a nice guy, and he does have a valid point
Hmm.
to a certain degree. I do agree with him. However, I don't think that it is black and white as he makes it.
Yeah,
There are shades of
that's a
gray.
great book,
Now
Robert.
there you go. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All those
Remember,
books that I bought years ago,
that's
I said to Alan and I've said to my wife, I said, God, if I could only figure out how to spend appreciation, I would
yeah.
be so happy. How can I do it? And I found a way. And
I mean,
it's
I've done that
trading.
before too. I mean,
And
I did
it's
that.
and it's and it's trading. So the
Hmm.
values of the books that have gone so high that your actual dollar amount out for these big books,
Is
if
very
you
little.
buy carefully and you hold on, it pays dividends later in your collecting life. And I'm at the point in my collecting life where I am in a position for things that I bought years and years ago, finicky getting them. And now I have, because, and a lot of people say this too, and then I am done, is that everybody has money, but not everyone has books.
Hmm.
Everybody has money. There is money, but there are not the books. If you have the money and all it takes is two guys or even one guy that wants to get a book that they are willing to step up to buy that book. It's just that it's that kind of a thing. So,
Cool. Okay, so on that note, we're gonna wrap up the show, but I just have to one quick big announcement is this Saturday I will be doing with Yaniv, Straight Flexing, another claim sale. So it's your chance to people watching to see some of the cool books that we always are talking about and potentially be able to buy one of those cool books. Uh,
understand that Yaniv is coming back
from That's
from
what I was just going to
San
say.
Diego, and so that this is after all of his wheeling and dealing and trading and buying and everything else from San Diego. It'll be a new crop of he has a
Great
great eye
books.
for this stuff and competitively priced. You owe it to yourself to and actually if you feel like it, buy because it's a really
Mhm.
good thing.
Yeah. So one of the things is last time everybody got their books really, really quickly, and I think a few people got some steals, like some. Uh, if you're more of a modern collector, buy on this claim. So there was a few books I think he priced wrong. So yeah, so definitely a good time to look into buying books. The other thing is we might have a special guest star or guest with us that might also have pretty major books to bring. So yeah, I'm hoping we're trying to get them. So
Well, make sure you clear the decks and phone calls and everything else so that you can do this without having interruption and
yeah,
let the process run.
I
Make sure
I've
that the powers that be understand that.
Well, so I've been bribing my wife for the last 2 weeks.
I
So
wasn't going to say that.
I've been bribing her with like, I mowed the lawn, I did dishes, and I did all
We
this
call
stuff.
them we call them brownie points.
Yes. So I'm gonna let the show run as much as it wants to run, and as long as people are interested, we'll go with it. It should be a
Hello,
fun show. It should be
hello,
a fun
Comic
show.
Raven.
Yeah.
I want to thank our chat. You guys are so good. You're
Hmm.
smart. You ask really smart questions. I We really do appreciate you coming. Thank you very much for coming and joining us for our Monday special.
Yes, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats to Archivist Adrift, Matt Likes Comics, and Robbie Josephs. Thank you very much. That was really really nice of you guys. I really do appreciate it. It all goes towards some big book that I'm buying that I can't afford. So I really do appreciate it. So again, thanks everyone. Bye for now.
See you later.